So I'm gonna be real with y'all. There's a pretty good chance the number one pick in the upcoming NBA draft will come out of Rutgers University, and his name is Ace Bailey. Now I know a lot of the media favors Cooper Flagg over anyone else, which is completely fair. But today we gotta talk about the incredible talent that Ace Bailey is. You see, this man that came out of high school ranked by ESPN as the second best recruit in the nation has begun his college career going crazy. Granted, he's only played in 2 games, but he's been hooping regardless. Standing at 6'10 with a 7-foot wingspan and playing the guard position, bro is averaging 20 points, 8 rebounds, and a block while shooting 56% from the field and 42% from 3. Mind you, mans is 6'10. Like, I know the modern day NBA game is positionless, but players at his height that have the same skill set as many guards is still impressive, bro. Like, we're in 2024, damn near 2025, and it's still not that common of a thing. Then you combine that with his two-way ability, his athleticism and such, and boom. All of a sudden, teams like the 76ers, who just started the season 3-12, might as well go ahead and wave the white flag and start tanking. Because whether it's Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey, teams with at least a top 3 pick in this draft will be landing some type of quality talent. Feel me? You're gonna leave with something. So yeah, before we dive in here, y'all, go ahead and let me know in the comments, bro. What do you think of Ace Bailey? Are y'all buying the hype? Y'all got him over Cooper Flagg? Why not? And man, really quick before I go any further, what's up YouTube? Plug Speaks, back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and we're on the grind for 5K, so I most def appreciate it. Appreciate every single viewer. But yeah, man, back to the video though. So as far as some quick background on Ace, right? He spent most of his high school career playing for McEachern in his home state of Georgia. And really, his entire time in high school was tough basketball-wise, but it was really his senior year when he went crazy. You see, he won the 2024 Gatorade Player of the Year award after averaging a whopping 33 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Like, come on now, just dominant. And then naturally, as you would expect of any 5-star recruit, the highlights and mixtapes matched the dummy numbers. You feel me? Like athletic dunks, tough shots, acrobatic moves, the whole spill. But of course, we've seen this story with plenty of top recruits in the past. At the end of the day, the real test is seeing whether it translates to college. And for Ace Bailey, it has. Like I said, he's only played in 2 of Rutgers' 4 games due to him beginning the season with a hip injury he suffered in practice. However, since he's returned, he hit the ground running. In his most recent game versus Merrimack, man dropped 23 points on 9 for 15 shooting from the field and 2 for 4 shooting from 3. I mean, just scoring super efficiently and in ways you wouldn't expect. You know, considering he's 6'10", it's easy to assume a lot of his buckets are going to come from dunks and I guess just the painted area. But trust, watch a few Ace Bailey highlights and you'll quickly see he's got the whole offensive package. Whether it's a 3-ball, a pull-up in the mid-range, or a move to attack the basket, he scores at all 3 levels. And I mean, at least me personally, the first few highlights I ever saw of Ace were just highlight dunks. You know, some windmills, reverse slams, and such. You know, the Zach LaVine, Derrick Jones Jr. type of bag. So I was like, all right, freak of nature athlete, it's fire. But when I seen he can actually put up jumpers too, I was like, nah, this is for real. And this is something he's super intentional about. I ain't gonna lie. You see, in the interview, he was asked about who he models his game after. And he said names like KD, Paul George, Jason Tatum, even Tracy McGrady. And every single one of those players are an all-time great in their own respect. And obviously recognized as wing scorers with a great ability to create their own shots. So, I mean, yeah, if those are the guys Ace looks to resemble in his own way, the case for Ace at number 1 is looking strong. You know, when we're talking about the number 1 pick, it's no games to be played. You know, it's all star or bust at a minimum. And I'm sure any team would be happy to pick up an elite wing scorer. It's not one of those things you overthink. But anyway, moving on, I do want to get into what NBA expert scouts have said they want to see more of in Ace's game. You know, we got to stay objective here. And yeah, basically, some discussion has been made about the fact that although Ace has pretty much stamped himself as a tough shot maker, capable of hitting step backs, turnaround fadeaways, and the whole package. Scouts have said they want to see his ability to simplify the game and run things more efficiently. But to be honest, those critiques come from his play in high school where, of course, amidst all the highlight plays and how less organized things can be, on a game-to-game basis, it gets pretty wild. I mean, it is high school. So if anything, I don't see much in that critique. However, as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll see the real areas for improvement in this game. You know, whether it's turning the ball over too often or late game decision making, those type of things reveal themselves. We don't know yet, so I don't want to spend too much time on that. But something else I do want to speak on is the Cooper Flagg Ace Bailey dynamic for a second here. Because although Cooper Flagg is definitely the front runner for first overall, it's not a lock. And it might get really interesting to see how things pan out between these two players and even other top freshmen. You see, in the case of Ace Bailey, I find it interesting that he didn't choose one of the typical top prospect type of schools like a blue blood. You see, it seems as though a lot of times top recruits choose these schools like Kansas, Duke, and more because on top of them having reputable basketball programs, they also provide national TV exposure like crazy. You know, just for some context, so y'all know I'm not just talking here. I looked up Duke's national televised game schedule this year in comparison to Rutgers, and bruh, it paints the picture clear as day. Like, bro, Duke lands on ESPN about 14 times for the remainder of the season, and then they got a game on ABC just for good measure. Meanwhile, Rutgers' best shot of being on national TV is being streamed on Fox or CBS just a couple times. So, I mean, naturally, many people may take Cooper over Ace just because they see more of Cooper. You know, it makes sense. However, that doesn't mean the race to number one is settled. I know one thing that always seems to make a difference is how these players hoop in the NCAA tournament. You know, March Madness, one of the best times of year for a basketball fan. You know, it's the premier time where college basketball brings in plenty of fans who would be otherwise watching or doing something else, making it the best opportunity for prospects of all kinds to showcase their talent. So yeah, as long as Rutgers, who is currently 4-0, continues to get these dubs, they'll probably make the tournament, which should then make for some real interesting conversation. Imagine we're lucky enough to get these two players going against each other. That'd be crazy, but not finna go on a whole tangent here. We'll be here all day. But basically the point is, Rutgers is not to be slept on, and Ace Bailey might just be able to surprise some people if he keeps hooping at this level. I mean, come on now. A 6'10 guard who can put up buckets but also make an impact as a two-way player, that's some lottery material. But yeah, man, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Y'all let me know what you think of Ace in the comments. Also, what do you think of the upcoming NBA draft in general? Because it's looking pretty sweet. I ain't gonna lie, it's looking pretty solid. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all watching, bro. Like the sub, share, sub if new, all of that. I'll see y'all boys in the next one, and I'm out.